Stop scrolling. Because what if the next GCF video isn't just Jungkook again? What if this year the camera turns, the frame widens, and Jimin is right there with him, walking side by side, laughing without trying, existing the way they always have when no one is telling them what to do? The fandom feels restless lately, especially among Jungkook fans in the US, and one question keeps circling timelines, group chats, and late-night thoughts. Is Jungkook about to release another GCF video featuring Jimin this year? At first, it sounds like the same old question. Fans have hoped for this before. But something about this year feels different. The signs are quieter, not loud enough to trend on their own, but consistent enough that people can't stop noticing them. And once you start noticing, it's hard to look away. Golden Closet Film has never been just content. It's not a project assigned by a company or a format designed to go viral. GCF is Jungkook's personal memory box. It's where he puts moments he doesn't want to forget. That's why the people who appear in those videos matter so much. They're not random. They're not chosen for aesthetics. They're chosen because Jungkook feels safe enough to hold a camera instead of a shield. And historically, when Jungkook feels safe, Jimin is usually nearby. Fans know this instinctively. When Jimin appears in Jungkook's footage, everything slows down. The energy changes. It feels less like someone performing for an audience and more like someone living in the moment. That's why those videos stay with people longer. They don't scream for attention. They quietly pull you in. This year, Jungkook has been moving differently. He talks more about rest, about protecting his energy, about wanting to record things that actually mean something to him. That mindset has always been tied to GCF. Jungkook doesn't film when he's overwhelmed or chasing validation. He films when his mind feels calm enough to look outward again. And every time he reaches that place, fans start asking the same thing. Who is he spending that calm time with? The question keeps pointing back to Jimin. It's not because fans want a narrative, it's because the pattern has already been established. Jungkook doesn't need grand gestures to show closeness. His habits do that for him. When he's comfortable, when he's grounded, when he's fully himself, Jimin's presence tends to be there. Sometimes visible, sometimes implied, but always felt. In the US fandom especially, people have been dissecting timing rather than statements. Jungkook hasn't rushed any personal content lately. If anything, he's slowed down. And slowing down has always been a sign that something meaningful is happening behind the scenes. If Jungkook wanted to drop a solo GCF, he could. No one doubts that. He always has footage, he always has ideas. But when Jimin is involved, Jungkook tends to hold those moments closer to his chest. Those videos don't feel like something he wants to share immediately. They feel protected. That delay is what makes fans pause. Because if nothing was coming, why does it feel like he's waiting? Jungkook has a habit of sitting on things that matter to him. He records, edits, re-edits, and then lets time pass. Sometimes weeks, sometimes months. So when fans say there's no proof, others respond that the absence of proof doesn't mean the absence of footage. It might mean the opposite. Jimin's energy lately also adds to the feeling. He seems lighter, more open in subtle ways. Not oversharing, not explaining, just existing with a softness that fans recognize. When he mentions memories or shared experiences, he never names them directly, but the warmth is there. It doesn't feel like something that faded. It feels settled, familiar, unchanged by time. That's important because GCF isn't about documenting events. It's about preserving feelings. When Jungkook films Jimin, it's never about making him the subject. It's about capturing how it feels to be around him. The glances, the pauses, the unspoken understanding. Those are things you don't recreate. You record them while they're happening. Fans often say that GCF videos with Jimin feel like being let into a private memory, not because anything dramatic happens, but because nothing dramatic needs to happen. A walk, a smile, a moment of silence. That's enough. And that's why the possibility of another GCF this year feels believable. Jungkook has never treated GCF like a series with deadlines. He releases them when he's emotionally ready. And right now, his words and actions suggest he's in a reflective space. Not loud, not chaotic, thoughtful. That kind of mindset aligns perfectly with the kind of video fans are imagining. Something simple, something quiet, something that doesn't explain itself. There's also the way Jungkook reacts when GCF comes up in conversation. He doesn't dismiss it, he doesn't deny future uploads, he smiles, hesitates, changes direction. And for fans who have followed him for years, that reaction is familiar. It's the same one he gives when something exists but isn't ready to be shared yet. If it were a definite no, the energy would be different. Instead, there's silence. And silence, in this case, feels intentional. Jungkook fans in the US often talk about how they imagine a new GCF appearing. No warning, no build-up, just a notification late at night. Jungkook's channel, a short title, and suddenly Jimin is there, framed through Jungkook's eyes again. That image alone is enough to keep people watching, waiting, refreshing. The idea isn't about shipping fantasy, it's about continuity. Jungkook has always documented what feels important to him at that specific moment in his life, and Jimin has consistently been part of those moments, even when the camera wasn't on. Another thing fans can't ignore is that GCF has never been about the future. Jungkook doesn't use it to tease what's coming next, he uses it to hold on to what's happening now, before it slips away. And this year feels like one of those in-between moments. Not an ending, not a beginning, a pause. Pauses are when Jungkook usually reaches for his camera. When things are moving too fast, he doesn't film. When everything is settled, he doesn't feel the need. But when time feels fragile, when moments feel temporary, that's when GCF tends to appear. And if Jungkook feels that way right now, it makes sense that he would want to capture the people who ground him the most. Jimin has always been one of those people. Fans replay old GCF clips not because they're stuck in the past, but because they're fluent in Jungkook's visual language. They know what matters to him, they know what he chooses to keep, and they know that when Jimin appears, it's never accidental. So the prediction keeps circulating, growing stronger without ever being shouted. Not because anyone wants to force it into existence, but because everything about Jungkook's patterns points in that direction. And until Jungkook decides that the moment he's holding is ready to be shared, fans remain in this quiet state of anticipation, watching, listening, noticing every small detail, knowing that if it happens, it won't come with an explanation, it will just appear. So when everything is put together, the prediction doesn't feel random anymore. It feels earned. Jungkook's relationship with GCF has always been emotional, not strategic. He doesn't use it to chase attention, he uses it to protect memories. And throughout the years, Jimin has consistently been part of the moments Jungkook chooses to protect. That's why the idea of another GCF featuring Jimin this year feels less like a question and more like a quiet expectation. Not because fans demand it, but because Jungkook's own patterns suggest it. His timing, his silence, his tendency to wait until a moment feels too meaningful to keep to himself. Nothing about this feels rushed. Nothing feels forced. If it happens, it will happen the same way all the most memorable GCF videos have happened before. Unexpected, understated, and deeply personal. One day is just another night, and the next day fans are replaying the same video over and over, catching new details with every watch. And if it doesn't happen this year, that silence will still mean something too, because with Jungkook, absence has always carried as much meaning as presence. He only shares when his heart says yes. But for now, the feeling remains. Something is being held, something is waiting. And Jungkook fans know that when Jungkook waits, it's usually because what he has is worth waiting for. If you're feeling the same anticipation, if you've been re-watching old GCF clips, if you've noticed the same patterns and pauses, you're not alone. This is the moment where fandom intuition kicks in. So tell us what you think. Do you believe Jungkook will release another GCF with Jimin this year? Or do you think he's saving it for a moment we don't see coming yet? Drop your thoughts in the comments, share this with fellow Jungkook fans who are watching closely, and stay right here, because the second anything shifts, you know this is the kind of story that won't stay quiet for long.